Hi guys, it's Christy and it's time for Mommy to make some coffee. Yeah, I better be very quiet so she doesn't hear me. But yeah, welcome to the far out world of coffee creations. Because guess what guys, it's time for some fun. My mommy, your barista, Scarlett, will be doing taste tests of all sorts of creamer flavors, coffee flavors, and crazy combinations that she makes. She'll even go on some trips to some coffee shops and do some taste testing that way. So yeah, why don't you come in and join her for some coffee? Uh-oh, I think I'm caught. Christy? Yes, dear. What are you doing? I'm watching you make coffee.
Why are you standing behind me like that? You act like you're hiding something.
Yeah, I'm recording an intro for the channel for you.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So, I'm making you an intro because you need it. She's getting the coffee Cape cup out, putting in the new one because she is a kook and forgot that she could use the same one over because she's a goober.
Hey, watch it.
I know. But anyway, so now she's going to go throw the other one away because she's a goober and forgot. But hey, you know what? That's all good because she knows now.
Yeah, I know now. I'm just, trying to get that done. But anyway.
Yeah, so, she's got all sorts of taste tests. Coffee shop taste test, creamer taste test, all that stuff. And you never know, some crazy baby sharky might show up and hang out with her and banter like we just did.
Yeah, this girl right here always wants to banter with us. So, you never know when she might show up.
Exactly. And, not to mention, we got some awesome friends that wanted to help out too with our theme songs. Is that right, Mommy?
Yeah, Travis, Josh, they've got all sorts of fun planned.
Yep. So, without further ado, why don't you join us right now on the far out world of coffee creations for all sorts of fun, laughter, and love. Well, what are you waiting for? Come on in, grab a seat, and let's have some fun.
Welcome to Far Out Coffee Creations, where the coffee is always hot and the food is always good. Scarlet Brew is a cup for you, so yummy. Always a fresh cup of joe with a big giant cup. Every soup tastes so good. Scarlet, that's the barista you want to choose. When you drink her coffee, you'll know it's so good for you. She makes the best coffee in the house. She does test, different types of coffee and talks about different stuff. Sometimes she tries different coffee makers too. With the far out world of coffee creation, you'll find a big sensation. Scarlet with her wit and Christy with her banter. The little shark is always there hanging with the crew. We hope you come on in and don't forget. And every cuppa you'll find the best aroma. Fresh with every sip, you feel safe and sound. With Scarlet, coffee is the best around. So come on, gather around for the best coffee ever found. The far out world of coffee creation. And you're a barista, Scarlet. Thank you for watching. Y'all come back now. You're here. Have a couple with us and enjoy. Yum, yum, smell those biscuits.
Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm doing two today, actually. I'm going to do this one this morning because I figured, why not? I'm going to go ahead and do one since it is early enough. So welcome back to the far out world of coffee creations. Scarlett here. I'm kind of tired. I'm sorry, guys. I'm just like, I haven't had my caffeine yet. Oh. This one, y'all, is the milk. Jesus, I can't talk. Oatmeal cookie. If I can talk, help. Figure out what to put in that. Oh god, that smells really good. Oh. Ooh. Yeah, that first time was definitely pumpkin pie. But like I said, it definitely did not taste any different than pumpkin spice. It really did not. It had no added flavor to that. Ooh, that smells really freaking good. Yummy. Alright. Lift. Mmm. Oh, that smells amazing. Mmm. I'm probably going to be a wired one tonight, but that's okay. You know, it works that way. But I hope you guys do enjoy the ones I did get uploaded. I am going to upload more today after I get this done. I'm trying to keep my promise and get everything done by Sunday if I can. Said I'm trying to do. So the next time you see me, I'm going to be at the coffee shop with Jimmy. Unless something happens, I won't be. So we'll see what happens. Some of these get really freaking warm. Yikes. Some of these, like, they get really hot. Others, they don't get so toasty. Damn. That was really hot. Yikes. Because I can usually pick them up without doing toasty hand, but okay, what in the world do I want to use? I'm thinking vanilla, maybe. Yeah, vanilla. We'll use vanilla for this. But yeah. And you guys will hear me mention, because I am going to clear up a few things. Because I did want to do this, the straight up official thing. You'll hear me mention that I was told to record something. Yeah, I was. Because basically what I do, since I have anxiety, is if I'm mistreated like I was, or, you know, like I was recently, or in the past, say 3 months ago, I'm one of these that will record audio files and just vent. And that's what I was talking about. somebody wanted me to record a file. About an event that happened a while back, about a few months ago. And that's what I meant. Before somebody gets the wrong impression that it was certain things that, was a way long time ago, which, yeah, I've done that too. And it's to keep me basically from going on a high horse tangent on YouTube, and also for me not to go on a high horse to someone else. Like if, I'm upset, let's say mom makes me mad. We'll just hypothetically use that because we're so close anyway. My mom understands that I'm using this as an example. If mom were to make me mad, instead of snapping at mom, I yell at a file. Because it's a lot better than just snapping at somebody and burning bridges. And, but I also do not send the files to the person. And I don't do that because it's not cool, because it does hurt somebody. And when it's a journal, because it's basically my journal is what it is. It's an audio journal of, like confidence. And, for, how do I describe this? Just for keeping me from, down the road, just flying off the handle at the wrong person. That's what I do it for. Not to send them directly to the person and go, hey, listen to this. Listen to something so-and-so did the year before. Listen to this. Because it's a confidence thing that, if somebody sent, for example, a friend of mine, one of those, that I send them in confidence. That is to be sent in confidence. And I'm saying this because this actually happened recently. This is another reason why I haven't uploaded. I've been pretty scared of being attacked. Because I'm explaining this for this person's benefit because I know they watch this channel. Because the person involved got a hold of us going, why the hell was this even sent to me? Why the hell? They basically got a hold of mom because they couldn't get a hold of me. Because basically this thing was sent, and it was a freaking journal, okay? It was a journal entry that I had recorded last year when the event happened. This was not straight up brand new, like the person that requested it thought it was. Because they did request some, and I was pretty pissed about something, which was basically before all the events of last week went down. I was pretty pissed about some things, and I did record some stuff, but they didn't get that. They got the stuff I did last year for this other person that they wanted to hear. They didn't know I did it. I just said that I did those particular files because that way, they could look like a goof. Because, meaning the person that sent the file, not the one that requested them, but the one that sent them. They could look like a goon because guess what? The file was made a year ago, honey. But when somebody sends you something in confidence, okay, it could be a personal thing. And if it's something you requested, always make sure the person wants to hear it. Because, make sure that, the person, first of all, if you send somebody something, make sure that the person wants to hear these type of files. Because some people don't want to hear it. somebody else going off the handle. And two, before you go and send someone's personal message to your best friends, knowing that they're in contact with the person you don't want to hear the message because they're the type of person that would send it to them, do me a favor and ask first before you just send it. Even if you trust your best friend with everything in you, don't send them files because it's not cool. Because one, okay, let's say, hypothetically speaking, I got a file. And Mom, I'm using you again for an example because, like I said, everybody wants to know why I was absent. This is another reason. And of course, I'm not using names in here. That way I can explain this and show how damaging this is. Let's say Mom got a file that I sent like 3 years ago. We'll just make it up, say 3 years ago. She got it third hand, basically. She got it second hand from somebody else that I'd sent mad at Mom. Let's just say, hypothetically speaking, I was mad at Mom. And I was just venting because it was a journal entry. Mom would not know that, okay? And Mom would think, oh my gosh, that was written or recorded right now. Just like this other person did not know that this was done a year ago. And the person in question was like, why was this sent to me? This was a year in the past. He asked Mom, why was this sent to me? It was a year in the past. Why is this brought up now? Good question. I have to take his side there and go, good question. Because this was a journal entry that was written a year ago that should not have even gone to him. He's moved on with his life and he's happy. He didn't need this old memo pop up going, hey, check this out. But that's what he got. When the person who sent it to him shouldn't have had it in the first place. And guys, I'm going to tell you, and normally, like I said, I don't like to bring this type of stuff up on the channel, but I have to bring this up because this is another reason why I haven't been uploading this week is because I dealt with this, plus, guys, the incident with the shelter. This was all going on the same freaking weekend, y'all. And so, one, don't send files when you don't know when it was taped or when it was, recorded. Cat, hold on, he's getting into something over there. I gotta be careful. He's in that closet. It's not good. What the hell are you in, Cat? He's got something on the floor over here. I gotta find out what the hell he's got. What the ever living hell? Cat? Okay, I hear you doing something over here. What are you playing with? Dude, what are you doing? I've got to hurry up and figure out what this is because I don't want to leave that coffee over there by itself. Kitty. I don't know what it is. Anyway, but one, you don't know, for example, how sending that file. Okay, I want you guys to think about Monday's episode, what I celebrated 10 years of not doing. Do you guys realize, knowing that this, let's hypothetically saying that somebody was prone to go into them type of thoughts and hurt themselves. Imagine, guys, if you sent them a file not knowing when it was recorded You send it to them and the person ends their life over a journal entry that they never should have even heard. I'm just throwing that out there to show you guys how dangerous that is. When you get a file from a friend, first of all, let's say, we're going to use Mom again. Let's say Casey was to send her a file from our friend Angel, and it was Angel venting about what she heard about, basically, let's say she heard what happened and she was venting about it. Or Angel was mad because of just something in the past that she just couldn't get over. But it was recorded, hypothetically speaking, let's say 3 years ago. Okay? They send it to me. We'll just say it was about me. Let's just say I did something that she didn't like and she was mad and she vented about it on a journal. Okay? Well, they sent it to me. Or, Mom had the file. Let's say Mom had it because Casey sent it to her. What Mom would do is go, Casey, was this sent? And if Casey goes, yes, Mom would then go to Angel and go, hey, were you okay that I had this file? And if Angel said no, we'll just say that she said no, Mom would just get rid of the file and delete it. That is what should have been done when files were sent to certain people. But some people in this community, in any community, it could be any community, some people just get a kick out of hearing somebody swearing like a sailor, getting all uptight and mad. And they have an obsession with sending the files to the person involved, laughing about it, not caring what happens. Meaning to the person that did the files. And guys, that is very destructive. That is very damaging. That could push a person who has a tendency to try to harm themselves or think about harming themselves. That has a tendency to push them over the edge. Now, of course, in my circumstance, it didn't because, of course, what do I have to keep me sane? Far out. But it did do a lot of damage. That not only does it ruin your relationship with the person involved, but it ruins your friendships with other people as well. Except for those that enjoy the same high school stuff. It's high school stuff that you enjoy that. And it's really, really sad that, people enjoy hurting others. I mean, it's that to me is the devil's work. Because let me tell you something. I do it to vent so I don't go and spout off at the person if I ever run into them again. And that was something I was told to do. Was, hey, record the files, but put them up. That way, down the road, if let's say, let me think. Okay, and this person won't mind me doing this either. Lonzy. Let's say Lonzy, hypothetically speaking, in the past, ticked me off so bad I wanted to just scream at him and yell at him and curse him out, blah, blah, blah. Hypothetically speaking, which, of course, I don't. He's part of the reason I have this channel. But let's say I wanted to do that. Okay? And let's say, I had a file on him. I wouldn't just send it to him, or down the road, okay, I'm still mad at you, Lonzy, from this stuff from years ago. I'm just going to start screaming at you just because I saw you. No. That keeps me from that, for one. If I, recording that thing and putting it in my own private journal and putting it in my own little thing, it helps me not to ever scream at Lonzy because, Lonzy don't need that. Nobody needs that. Nobody needs to be screamed at, yelled at, cursed at, blah, blah, blah. Nobody needs that. And I will give credit where credit is due. Nick our subscriber Nick is the one that actually suggested, because I told him about it, how I had basically done some of those under anxiety and hated myself. And he goes, Scarlett, hun, he goes, I'm going to tell you the truth. He goes, why don't you still do the files? Because that does help you blow off steam. But why don't you put those in a file somewhere, or in like Files app, or in a folder in Dropbox, and just have those for when you need them to blow off steam. So that's what I do it for. To where I don't ever run into somebody from my past, unless they've really done me dirty. I don't get to the point where I want to send them to them. And even if somebody's really done me dirty, I still wouldn't send that file, just because you don't know what that person's going through when you send it. Clancy, should I do a file on you because you're driving me nuts? No. I shouldn't do a file on you. Clancy, I shouldn't do a file on you because you're driving me nuts. No, he's ignoring me. Meanie head. He's a meanie head, you guys. He's a meanie head. But I just wanted to give that little PSA beginning while I'm waiting on my coffee to kind of cool off just a little bit. Because that happened to me recently. I gave someone some of my journal in confidence, and they gave it to friends who then sent it to the person that it was about. And the person was really offended. You know, they were upset, and rightfully so, because they were moving on with their life, and this was way in the past. This was recorded last year when I was pissed at the situation. I mean, yes, don't get me wrong, I'm still pissed at the situation, but I'm not that freaking pissed. So, yeah. So, anyway, just be careful, guys, what you do and what you're trusted with, because that'll help you to lose friends and burn bridges. And, you know, worst case scenario, it could hurt somebody really bad if they are prone to harming themselves, which you guys all know that did this particular thing. That person is very capable of that you sent that file to. That's why I'm so upset with you, because you guys know that person is capable of doing that. And I will tell you that. I'm not saying names, but because they are watching. And I'm just telling them very nicely. And I could be screaming right now and raving, but I'm not. Don't do that, guys. Don't do that. That is very dangerous. You don't know when that file was done. It says, because guys, let me tell you something. The other thing I will tell you about this is it will tell you, let's say I sent Nick a file of me venting about something 3 years ago. Guys, you know what the file's going to do? It's going to tell you that it was made today. So you're thinking in your mind, you're not thinking that this was done years ago. You're thinking, oh, it's done today. Which, yes, I was recording messages the day I told the person I was, but it was not that. It was for something else that I was mad about. Because that just fueled me to get mad about the incident. But I was mad about something else at the same time, and because I already had done files for that incident a year ago. So, yeah, it will tell you that it's done that day. Okay, so make sure you're careful, guys, okay? Because it's not going to tell you the truth when the file is done. You could do a file on somebody, you know, giving them, let's say, and it could be a positive thing too. You could do positive files. Now go ahead, send those all day long. If you want to do a positive file on somebody, Because you know what? That has the same effect on somebody's life. Let's say they're in a depression mode and they're in a mode where they want to do something bad. If you send them a file and go, hey, here you go, and give them something positive, now that I will encourage. This negative trash talk crap, I won't. I don't condone that. That's bad. But I just wanted everybody to know, you know, like I said, what's going on. And like I said, as you can see how calm I am because I have a cup of coffee in my hand. This is what this channel does for me. It helps me to stay calm even when I have to vent about something and kind of rant a little bit. Because let me tell you, it's not fun when that happens because people don't realize their consequences of what they do. And it's sad. And guys, this wasn't the first time this has happened. This happened last year, in fact, that this went down. So that's why I brought it up this time, because it happened to me twice, and I don't like when people do that, especially when I do something in confidence. And last year's was worse because last year's I was under anxiety when the files were sent. And it hurt someone. And I didn't know that they got them until they told me. And I'm going, because the person that got them actually told me, and I'm like, and let me tell you, they were not a happy camper when they found out that it happened under anxiety, and that they used that as a weapon to get me to record the files in the first place. That people had actually done that, knowing I was dealing with anxiety. Because it was in like June, July, because it was before, because like the months leading up to August, I get sometimes a little bit anxious, because August is my anxiety prone maniac month. That's where anxiety is like high. But yeah. So I just want you guys to realize, lift people up. That's the message I want to give from this, is lift people up. Don't tear them down. Because you guys could, you know, not even realize it. It could be somebody you barely know. And you could just tear them down and you'd never get to meet them. And they could be the sweetest person on earth. So just do me a favor and don't tear each other down. I know I'm not going to change the people that like to do it, but I pray I do. Because it's really sad that someone would enjoy that. That they enjoy laughing at the files, sending them to their friends, laughing with their friends, and then sending them to the person to try to get the person who made the file harassed and attacked. And praise the Lord, so far that hasn't happened. Because the person that the file was sent to promised they wouldn't, because they knew it was last year anyway. They were pretty smart. They weren't dumb. They knew, I will give the person credit, they knew that this was last year's shit. So, good job, dude. Good job. Because it could be, guys, I could post a Far Out episode from 10 years ago and claim it as, I'm just making this up. Of course, I didn't do Far Out episodes 10 years ago, but I'm just making this up. I could post that right now and it'll give today's date. Okay? Now, of course, I wouldn't do that. I would come on and say, hey, this was recorded years ago, blah, blah, blah. That's why when I do the ones from earlier this year that I pre-recorded, I am going to use the old music. I'm not going to use the new music that I have, because that way you guys know the difference. But anyway, I just wanted to let you know that these things do not give the correct dates. They don't, unfortunately. Don't ask me why, because I couldn't tell you. So let's try this oatmeal cookie now, finally. Oh my. Yummy. Guys, I'm going to be point blunt with y'all. It tastes like you took an oatmeal cookie straight out of the oven. Ooh, if you love oatmeal cookies. I don't know what brand that is, but ooh. Yummy. But like I said, sorry for the rant, guys, before I started this, but I just had to, you know, I wanted you guys, I wanted to be point blank honest with you guys on why I've been absent, because that's the other part of it. I just didn't know how to word it the right way until I calmed down from it, because I was pretty on edge. And I won't lie, I'm still a bit on the edge. On edge with it. On the edge. On the edge of what? Insanity? Because I drive you crazy? Oh, just kidding. Christy! Kid. Oh, I'm sorry. You're on the edge of the pool and I'm going to shove you in. I wish. I wish we were close enough to a pool right now in the warm weather. Yeah. I agree with that. Yep. But, yep. But I had to change Far Out's description yesterday too, when I was uploading, because the name of the channel changed that I was talking about, A Match Made in Heaven. So I had to go in and refix that, which I did. Because I didn't realize, guys, that I put it under the full title. So I was like, oh, oopsie, I gotta fix that. So I went in and edited the description, fixed that. There was something else I wanted to talk about that I forgot to mention yesterday. The goofy stuff me and Dory were doing. That was good. Oh man, that was funny. That was good. Let's see. Oh my. Ooh, man. That is so good. So far, I have not had many bad flavors in this variety pack. In this particular variety pack that I had. And I don't know. Oh, this is the Two Rivers one, I think. That's right. That was the Two Rivers variety pack that I got. And for the new subscribers, I'm going to repeat something that I mentioned months ago, because we do have at least maybe 10, 12 new subscribers since then. I am going to repeat something again, because I always I'm kind of like Ryan, and I like to sometimes repeat myself for new people down the road. These variety packs, you guys, okay, for example, Ray, and those who, new ones, Megan, Sienna, Constance, basically, you guys, what they do is you'll get a mix, okay, and it'll only give you guys on the online, if you look it up, if you if you do your own stuff, your own shopping and stuff online by yourself and your parents, or you don't have friends or staff or whatever to help, they will not tell you the full truth. They only give you a few of the flavors in the variety if you ask your device. it'll only give you so many. Okay? It won't give you the full amount of the flavors. So basically what it is it's several flavors all rolled into one, basically. But here's the thing, guys. It's not just, let's say, for example, Friendlies. They do their own, but it's all theirs. Two Rivers, they do one, and it's Friendlies, it's Dunkin', it's Starbucks, I'm just making this, Cold Stone, I believe was the other one in this. There's different ones. Hello. But there's all kinds of different brands, all kinds of different flavors, and that's what it is. It's a whole mix-up. It's a whole mishmash of different flavors of whose it is. I have, for example, another one I do have is Crazy Cups flavor variety pack. It's the Crazy Cups. Now, I don't know if it's all Crazy Cups. It could be, which that is the one that did a couple of my flavors, I believe. My peanut butter cup, I believe, is Crazy Cups. I think, I don't remember. But I have a couple of them that's the sugar cookie is Crazy Cups. That one I know for sure is. The sugar cookie I got last year. That is Crazy Cups. Okay? So that happened. Okay? So anyway, guys, that's what that is. So it's not just a variety pack. It's a variety pack of flavors, but also the brands are mixed up. So if I tell you I'm enjoying something, I can't tell you the brand of what it is. I'd have to look that up. And I don't always have the time to do that. So I'm just going to tell you that I like it or not like it. But I may like, I don't even know who did the peanut butter cup that I had. The new peanut butter cup that I tried, I do not know whose that was. That was not the same one I bought. And that one was debomb.com as well. Dang it, Lonzy, get out of my head. Anyway. But yeah, so I wanted to warn you guys if you ever do get a variety of K-Pods. Because I don't even think Alonzo knew that. And he's done varieties before himself. He got himself a variety. But yeah, those are crazy. Those are crazy. And I am going to try, like I said, I am going to try to FaceTime Samantha sometime and do a camera test to see if I can do it. Otherwise, we're going to have to figure out a backup plan. So I will be FaceTiming her sometime this weekend because she told me to go ahead and do it. So I'm going to wait till probably tomorrow to FaceTime her just because she's got plans today in the evening. And I'm going to have to be nosy and find out what movie she went to see because, you know, it's fun to find that out. Oh, that oatmeal cookie is so good. So I definitely know I was right. Yesterday's was pumpkin pie. And like I said, these are all K-pods that I got for Christmas last year. And I'm still working on it because, of course, I've been down for a third of the year. So I'm still working on my first pack of those. Which really suckity sucks, let me tell you. It really suckity sucks. But yeah, we're just chillaxing. And you know, I also wanted to show, part of the reason I did the little bit venting fest at the beginning as well is to show Jenny how much this channel actually helps with anxiety, because that subject actually does give me severe anxiety. And as you could tell, I was pretty laid back there. I was passionate about my speech, but at the same time, I was, you know, a little bit. And I will probably do some PSAs on here now, because especially if, you know, I need to, it's not going to be a big thing that I do all the time. I'm not going to do that all the time for those that are like, oh dear, this is going to turn into a rant channel. No, not quite. The only way I'll do these type of things, and I'm making you guys this promise right now, the only way I will do that type of thing is if something puts me on the back burner, such as making me stop the channel for like a week. Then I'm going to come on and rant about it, but I will find a way to do it. That's the only way I will do that. So you guys will not get that all the time. The only way I will do it is if it's something that needs to be brought up because it delayed the channel for some weird reason. Now you will hear me sometimes get frustrated. But rightfully so, because I don't have my ringtones fixed. I've got to do that because they all go through, and it could be something important, and I don't know what it is because I have to basically mute the speech because it goes off all the time. It's like, it seems like every time, and of course Mom don't, but some people, it's like they smell that I'm recording and they just start blowing me up. It's like, damn it. Now, some people don't know I'm recording and they do it, but that's like people that work here or whatever, or staff. They don't, you know, they get a pass because they know that, oh, okay, she's not responding to me. She's probably taping. So they don't just sit there and just keep blowing me up. And I'll know, honestly, you guys, I'll know if it's the bio. And I'll tell you how I know. She's got a signature way of texting. One sentence, send. One sentence, send. One sentence, send. And then I'm going, oh shit, I better hurry up with this recording because she's blowing me up, and if I don't respond, she'll call me. And God love her, I've tried to explain to her that you don't have to send it in one sentence, but for some reason I think in her head she thinks that voiceover can only comprehend a sentence at a time. But the sad part is she's got speed demon fingers. Okay, she's a speed demon on that phone, and she will text so fast. And poor voiceover, I'm sorry guys, I know this sounds weird to say it, but I'm going to say it anyway. I feel sorry for the screen reader trying to keep up with her speed demon hands texting 100 miles a minute. I mean, this woman
flies. And I'm sitting there. I've heard her, so I know, because I was over at their house last year, and I heard her, and I looked at her and said, no wonder poor voiceover struggles to keep up with you. And she goes, what's that supposed to mean? I was like, you freaking type 500 miles an hour. Jeez, woman. And she just laughed at me, and my stepdad starts dying. He's like, yeah, she does. I'm like, yeah, she does. Crazy kook. But anyway. So, yeah, and we're going to, like I said, we're going to brainstorm ideas for New Year's Eve, and I'm probably going to start working on them, depending on how many ideas we come up with. Because, I mean, I've got a few. Like I said, I've got a few. I can start it as soon as possible. Okay, I could start that baby as soon as possible and start pre-recording stuff. So that I could see, you know, what I've got and when I need to start uploading them. Because I want to do it like one every couple of hours. Is what I want to do. Because I want to have fun with it. So, yep. But anywho, oh, ow. That was my darn wrist again. I'll tell you, I cracked my wrist more than anybody I know on here. But, yep. But you know, that is my challenge for all of you today. I want you to find someone, if you know someone who is struggling, record them a nice message and send it to them. Boost them up, lift them up. If you know someone that is struggling right now, like I've been the last few weeks, if you know somebody that's been in my shoes basically and that's been struggling lately, let's lift them up. This week before Thanksgiving, let's be a friend and let's lift them up. Because you know, this time of year, positivity is key. Show them that they matter. Show them that they belong. Because you know what? Everybody needs a little pick-me-up. Especially when they're down. So that's my challenge for everybody today.
give them a boost, a little pick-me-up. And I'm going to use personification of the max here. Too bad Far Out can't do it. And give you the boost. Yeah. Because, yeah, I mean, every time you're on here, you're pretty darn calm. Well, even when you're ranting, you know, and venting about something, you're pretty laid back of where, you know, anything else is, I mean, your journal, you get pretty vocal. Oh, yeah, I get vocal. I recorded some stuff this morning for it at like 3 in the morning. 2, 3 in the morning, something like that, because I couldn't freaking sleep because Clancy wouldn't shut up. I'm like, okay, I've had it. And of course it wasn't at Clancy, but I was just like, I'm like, okay, Clancy, are you wanting me to record it now? Okay, fine, buddy. And let me tell you, I feel a lot better now that I've got my opinions wrote down. Like not really, I say wrote down, but like recorded. And I actually have a fire, hello. I had a fire in me this morning. A folder in files called Blowing Off Steam, and every file that I've ever recorded that I've recorded like that, every file that I've ever done, I put them in this thing. People that I want to snap at, or things that you want to snap at. Yeah, exactly. Or if, you know, something makes me angry enough to get mad. It could even be an object. It could be a place. It could be whatever. Anything that makes me mad. Anything that royally ticks me off to no end, I go in my journal and just vent about it. Because you know what? Holding it in is very, very dangerous. Do not do that. I do not recommend you do that. That is something I recommend you not do. So if you have a journal and you want to write in it or you want to record in it, put your emotions in, but just don't give it to people, especially if you think that they're going to send it around. Now, if you're a trusting person and you trust people, oh, that's kind of crazy. But if you know, have a journal that you record in and you need to do files, for example, on current events that piss you off or whatever. I have to text Mom about something when I get off here. I just thought of something. Anyway, but if something just makes you mad and you just need to blow off steam, do it. I know Mama's gonna blow off some steam when she gets off here. Yep, after I get the last one connected for today, I'm going to. Oh yeah. And it's at something. It's at something. And the reason I'm gonna vent, and I'm not gonna vent like angrily at it per se. Well, it's gonna be kind of at it, but with it in a sense, because I think it would be angry too. This thing in particular, I think it would be pissed off too if it knew. If it had a mind of its own, if it had a subconscious, you know, or, you know, had a consciousness to it, as a former friend of mine would say, if it had a consciousness to it, I think it would be a very pissed off thing. Let's just put it that way. I'm not gonna say what it is, but yeah, I'm gonna have to do a couple more files today and vent. Because honestly, it does, when you do these recordings and get stuff off your chest, it does take a lot of anger out of you, and it helps you to just chill out and relax and do your thing, you know, and have fun. But yeah. Because I've been meaning to do this message for a while. I've been meaning to do this message since May. And I haven't done it yet. And I am in one of those moods where I just want to get my frustrations out on tape. Because I've been wanting to do this message for this little friend for a few months now. Oh, yeah. Ever since then, yeah, I can see that. This little friend needs a message. They need a message, Mom. And see, I give them to Mom. I will give them to Mom because I know Mom don't send them around. But this little friend of mine needs a message. Because trust me, if they could talk, and because they, of course they can't, they're an object. But if they could, they'd be pretty lit too. They'd be pretty ticked. They would be a very angry friend of mine. But also, guys, it sounds like, now I don't know when this is going to happen, but it sounds like I might be getting a Thanksgiving dinner too. So I'm doing my own breakfast, but it looks like I will be getting a Thanksgiving dinner, compliments of the current company I'm with. So, Now, of course, some of it will not be used that day, I'm sure, depending on what the heck's in the box. It's a box of non-prepared food, yeah. And Samantha's going to prepare it for me. Now, here's the thing. I don't know what it is yet, but some of it might not be used. It will be used in meals next month. Because of two things, if she's correct on 2 items, they won't be used this month. Because if she's correct on one thing, especially, oh, no. If she's correct, especially on one thing, oh no. I'm going to have her make something else with it. Yep. But anyway, and again, for the new subscribers, Ray and my little sis, a different little sis that I haven't met yet, which that's going to be changing. I don't know when, but that's going to be changing. And I'm not going to say names until we meet, because I'm not going to just put her name out there. That way I'm not going to call her out without her permission first. I'm not like that. I'm just saying my little sis. It's not the little sis that you guys used to know. It's a different little sis. That I was calling sis. Because like I said, some of these files that I'm recording, these vlogs, these files, I still call them files because they pretty much are files. Because when you put them in Recorder HQ, it's still files. They call them files. So these vlogs that I'm recording, some of them are in the past, before this incident went down, that I had brought up today. So, yep. So, they've been recorded in the past, and yeah. So, this is a new little sissy. A sissy I haven't met yet. And so I'm not going to just put her name on Far Out without her permission first. I'm not just going to, hey, hi, how you doing? Until she gives permission. Because, I'm not going to do that. Like, people that have been on here, I could talk about them anytime I want to. And I also talk about, and like I say, I talk about my friends by name from the shelter, because in case they pop in and start following, I'm not going to sit there and go, shelter friend number 1, shelter friend number... No, I'm not doing that. I'm not giving last names. See, that's a HIPAA breach right there, if I've used their last names. I won't use their last names, but their first names I don't think would be a HIPAA breach. Because I'm not going to sit there and just... I'm not going to say their names. That's stupid. I'm sorry. That's not a HIPAA breach, using their first name. Using their last name would be. And I will say, and of course Samantha's going to know who I'm aiming this at without me saying their first name. My one friend's last name, I love it. And Samantha, there's a story behind that person's last name that I'll have to tell you about. And you'll understand why I love their last name. Yeah, And it's not the reason you would think either, Samantha. Nope. Honestly, Samantha, and it's part of the reason I will say it is a guy, which you already know who it is, because everybody that went there with me was a guy, and I apologize for the noise. But that's why I adopted him as a son. And there's a couple people, she knows them both, that I adopted as sons. So, yeah. And some of those people don't know who it is anyway, that I adopted. You do, of course. You know both. Well, the one I didn't tell you I adopted yet, but the one you know him personally. That's kind of why I did it. Yep. That's one of the reasons. Yeah, exactly. And it's... to be honest, it's a tragedy story. It's a tearjerker and a half. But yeah, so... Anyway, guys, I am going to get out of here because this is getting a bit obnoxious and I don't want you to have to hear that. So I will love you and leave you till next time. See you guys later. Remember, build each other up, lift each other up. Be a positive influence in somebody's life. Don't send them toxic stuff, please, guys. Because it will harm somebody. Even if it's not, sending them to the dark side and the dark edge. It does harm you. It really does harm you. So please, don't do it, okay? And if you are a Christian, you wouldn't do it in the first place, because it's not what Jesus would do, okay? Some people only record files like that for their own benefit, to keep them from going completely
crazy to the point of, snapping at the person down the road. They want to get along with the person or try to. And, not necessarily forget what happened, but to not be crude to the person, especially if, hypothetically speaking, let's say that this person that I mentioned at the beginning of the thing, let's say, for example, we found out he had, let's just hypothetically say a terminal disease or something. And I'm using the worst of the worst here, okay? Down the road, I find out he has a terminal illness. I've recorded those files all those years ago, and guess what? It kept me from going, so-and-so, you're blah, 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 you did this to me, blah, 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? It keeps me from doing that. Hello. And, I'm not sitting there screaming at him all the time. Not that I'll ever find that out, but just in case, you know what I'm saying? So just do me a favor. Do me a favor and don't do that anymore, guys. Those people involved, don't do that anymore. That's very, very damaging to somebody. It's very toxic. It's very devilish. Okay, that is devilish. That's the work of the devil. Ooh, send that file so that those two fight. Or, ooh, send the file that'll get her in trouble or him in trouble or so-and-so. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying this for new people that come on board, those who are watching, who have done this in the past, all of that. I want you guys to lift each other up. If you're going to send files to somebody, send them nice things. Send them good stuff that works. Okay? Anyway, I love you guys. Have a nice cup of coffee, cold or hot, whichever you prefer. I'm going to get out of here before this crap gets worse, and I will see you guys later here on the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Stay safe, everyone. Goodbye, and God bless.
We hope you've had a great time here with us in the far out world of coffee creations, where Scarlett, your barista, has tested coffee of different varieties. It could be a coffee that has never been tasted before. It could be a coffee that she just loves, like 8 o'clock coffee. Yum, yum, yum. And of course, smell those biscuits cooking. Yum, yum, yum. So good. If you come back again, you'll get to hear some more fun with Scarlett, your barista, and Christy, your bantering Sharky. Yeehaw! So come on in next time and set a spell with Scarlett. She'll brew some good coffee for you. In the crying Keurig, I think you'll just love that coffee. Yum, yum, yum. Smell that coffee. And every time it'll be a different thing. And sometimes it might just be some 8 o'clock coffee. You just never know what Scarlett is gonna do when she has coffee with you next time. Yeehaw! Hope you had a great time today. We sure did. Yeehaw! Woo-hoo!
Hi, everybody. It's Baby Sharky, aka Christy, and I would just like to thank you for watching the Far Out World of Coffee Creations. Mommy will be back, and I might just pop in for a quick visit. So stay tuned, because the barista, my mommy Scarlett, has a lot more where that came from. Hey, Mommy. Yes, dear. Where's the biscuits? Oh, good Lord. You're gonna act like Travis? Yep.